Hi everyone, I'm Tracey.
Hi everyone, I'm Carol.
Oh, you haven't seen us in a while.
We're from
My Outlander Purgatory.
Purgatory.
And this is a momentous occasion because it's our first ever interview video. I mean, you're used to just seeing us and maybe sometimes Jen and Shannon or maybe like Jen D. But we have a very special guest today. And it's somebody that we have talked about on the podcast, on the blog a lot. One of our My Outlander Purgatory buds, you know her as Elle. Her real name is Liz, and she has an Aunt Helen.
She's Elle in chat.
Yeah, I think she's on the comments too.
Okay.
Anyway, we're gonna get a chance to talk to Aunt Helen. So we're just waiting for Liz to go get her.
Explain who Aunt Helen is.
Aunt Helen is Liz's aunt. I'm not going to say her age because the lady does not like to reveal her age, but she is she's a woman of a certain age. Let's put it that way, aren't we all?
She has a little bit of an older perspective on Outlander.
She has the experience of, say, a Pat Czar, but way more reading taste because Pat Czar still has not started Outlander. We'll just say that. I know.
We didn't want to
Did we come from the same wound, Carol? Did we come from her wound?
We do know it's really womb with a B.
Yeah, we just say wound at home, whatever. Okay. So anyway, we're going to find out all the details about how Aunt Helen started reading the series, but she's read the whole series, and she has, if you've read them on the blog, she's made comments about the series as she reads each book that are awesome and hilarious and totally true. Like, she totally called, I mean, I was reading back through her comments, she totally called the Jocasta Ulysses thing, like, after drums. Like, right after drums. Like, 3 books early. She totally called that. So she's a very perceptive reader, Aunt Helen. And, so...
Wait, let's read a comment or two. Can you imagine the smell? I read about King Louis. I remember he only took a bath once a year. If the weather was bad, he would skip that year. No wonder they had to invent so many perfumes in France.
Wait. Where are some more of her? Let's see. This was after Voyager. I started this book and wondered where the story was going if Claire didn't go back. I wanted that Jamie back in the book. Poor Jamie. Being in prison was worse than anything. What else? Let's see. Oh, why didn't Claire take more back with her? I would have made a coat with pockets all inside it and filled them up. I would have taken more pictures of things back, too. Well, she did take some pictures of Brianna.
She's really getting rid of the villains in this story. She must need room for some new ones.
Campbell from Voyager was a real slimeball. He sounded like Jack the Ripper. Oh, this one was great. At the governor's ball, I really wanted to see Jamie all dressed up in his high heels. I liked that picture in my mind. No wonder all the women have a thing for him. And the men, too. Oh my God, I'm sorry. That's awesome. Just awesome. It is a good thing Jamie let Ian go with that prostitute because it saved him from whatever rights Gillis was going to put him through. Oh, like spiritual rights. Got it. Gillis must have been really crazy with syphilis. Oh, this is good too. Diana, she is really getting rid of the villains in this story. She must need room for some new ones.
I just said that.
Oh, did you?
God, you're like in your own crazy Aunt Helen Outlander world.
I know, really. So
I like the funny ones, like I am wearing clothes that don't have to be ironed because I don't have time to iron them.
I know. Oh, she's like, at one point she's like, this book has gotten me really behind on my housework. So while we're waiting for Aunt Helen, what else is new in the Outlander world? Where are we with our Dragonfly read?
How about, where are we with Tom's Outlander read?
Oh, let's talk about Tom's Outlander read.
Y'all, Tom is not happy.
Well, first of all,
he's in Lollybrock, and he's a little bored.
But what I said was, if I recall correctly, Carol was a little bored at Lollybrock too. That was my favorite part of the whole book.
You know what? It's funny because
not so much.
When you keep going in the series, you yearn for Lollybrock.
I know.
Especially when you keep going when you're at Wentworth and you're like, oh my God, just take me back to Lala. But the thing is that mine was a little different than his. He's just like, oh, it's a lull. I don't really care about Jamie when he was young. But mine was more like,
when he was young.
Mine was more like this woman just decided to change her entire life and stay in a, strange place for you. And you get to Lollybrook, and the minute you walk in, you get in a fight with your sister, you pay no attention to her, she's wandering around outside. And when they were in Lollybrook, it was also a lull in the special parts of the book. So I was kind of like, when are we going to get back to some McLovin?
That was you or Tom?
There was no McLovin in Lollybrook. So that was my problem. But then, like I said, when the series went on, I was like, please, we need to go back. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't see him doing more than just Outlander.
You don't see him going to Dragonfly?
I will push him to do that because I feel like you should at least read all three, Outlander, Dragonfly. I mean, please, I feel like you should read all of them, but I don't see how he could just stop at that. But it is written in such a way that you could stop.
Yeah, you could stop. I mean,
but the whole thing is that I keep telling him the reason I wanted him to read them was because of the history. And as you go forward, there's so much history there that I know he would be interested in. So
the American stuff too, or just the Scottish stuff?
What?
The American stuff too?
All of it. And like as you go forward, it's less about the hair on Jamie's knuckles, as Tom says, and more about the history. So I don't know. I feel like he would like it. But as you know, I just read The Bronze Horseman, and I also feel like he would love that. So I might have him take if he'll do it, I'll ask him to take a break. Maybe go read The Bronze Horseman and then go back to Outlander. We'll see. We'll see. You can lead a horse to water. That's all you can do.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. And then sometimes you can't even do that.
Right. In your house.
I've tried. I've cajoled. I've pleaded. I've sat. I've told him the whole story, so he probably doesn't even need to read it, really. But, like, he's just not much of a reader, the hubby. I think I see Aunt Helen.
I see Aunt Helen.
There she goes. She's probably coming around this way. Awesome. So you're not reading the Daily Line tweets, right?
No, I'm afraid of spoilers.
It's like so hilarious for me to read them because I read the Scottish Prisoner ones, but I don't read the Book 8 ones. So I'm totally like this.
Oh no!
Wait. She'll tag the book, but at the end of it, so you have to like click on the link that makes it a longer link,
right?
And then like kind of like go like hide your eyes from the rest of the actual tweet and just look at the bottom. And if it says Scottish Prisoner, then it's like, oh okay, I'll read that. But if it's Book 8, I'm like, no.
All right, here.
I think I'm too much of a spaz for that.
They're good though. I'm pretty psyched for Scottish Prisoner.
Hi, Aunt Helen.
Hi, Aunt Helen.
Hi, Ellen. Hi. This is Carol, my friend Carol, my virtual friend, and my virtual friend Tracey.
Hi.
Hi, Kelly.
How are
Tracey.
you?
I'm just fine. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. It's a very nice day today. So we've had a lot of rain lately, so we're very happy that it's sunny today.
Is that where are you from?
We're in New Jersey. We're in different parts of New Jersey. I'm more in the north part, and Carol's more in the central part.
Oh well.
Where are you guys? Where are you guys from?
I'm living down in Texas now.
Oh, okay.
I originally lived in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Indiana. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, we Liz has told us a lot about how you have read the whole Outlander series that we all love. So we wanted to hear all about what you thought about it. How did you first learn about the Outlander series?
Oh, I heard about it from Liz. She's been after me for a while to read it, and then I finally decided to read it. In fact, she practically took me to the bookstore and got some books, and so I started reading it. Then I couldn't stop. I think the first time I read it almost too fast so I'm going to start reading it again.
Okay.
Yeah. People definitely reread them. I think I've read the first one 4 times. Now, you read the book. You didn't do the audiobook. You read the actual book, right?
Oh no, I'm legally blind. So okay. I did the audiobook.
Okay, because the audiobook. How do you like Davina Porter, who's the narrator? How do you like the narrator?
Oh, I like very, very good, outstanding. I'd say.
Mm-hmm. So, which book is your favorite?
Well, I don't know book by book, but the part I really liked when they were in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really liked that part. And because you learn a lot about Scotland, and we'd just been over there, Liz and I and her sister had just been over to Scotland, and so it was really interesting. We were just so close to some of those places. Now we want to go back, so we could go to those places.
Oh yeah, I want to go too.
I know. So who's your favorite character?
Well, Jamie, of course. I liked him from the very beginning. I mean, I just thought he was really great, especially in Scotland. I thought he was really, really good. I liked him. Well, of course, I like Claire, too. I mean, she's sort of around her. I'm just glad she met Jamie. Then for a while, when she was still trying to get back, I thought, why would she want to go back? I was all like crazy about her husband because I just thought it was terrible that he let her go up on that hill by herself. You go on up and get the flowers and I've got something to do over here. I don't have time to go back with you.
All right.
On their honeymoon, no less.
So anyway, from the minute I saw Jamie, I mean, the minute he appeared in the book, I really liked him.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty much a very common thought. I think.
You have to like Ian and his nephew too.
Oh, what do you like about him?
He's just always into something. He's just somebody you like. Of course, I just love his dog.
I think my husband's never actually read the books, but he likes to hear about Rollo. And he was always like, is it Rollo or Rollo?
I love Rollo. I just thought he was the neatest dog. I wouldn't mind having a dog like Rollo. But when he first showed it to Claire, and he said, it's a dog. Oh, that was so cute. I just love that.
So what else?
Tracey, what about your other questions that you have from everybody?
We have actually a lot of people that read the Carol's blog asked questions, and then they also asked on Twitter too. Let me find them.
People in the book club put questions in for you to answer.
Oh, okay.
Because you're the oldest living Outlander fan.
Well, I'm glad I'm the living. I hate to be the oldest dead one.
Okay.
Okay. We have a couple of questions for. Let's go. All right. First of all, let's just talk about the books a little bit. Okay, you've read all the way through, so you know that there are a couple of moments in the books that make you kind of go, oh my gosh. And one of those moments, I think, is when you find out that Clara's come back after 20 years, and she's found Jamie, and everything's all great and awesome, except that, oh no, he's married already. To Leary. So what did you think of that part? Were you surprised at that?
Well, I was a little surprised because he did tell her that he never wanted to be married to anybody else again. He did tell her that, and so I was a little surprised, but I could understand it.
Are you a fan of Leary, or do you like her?
He lived in that cave for 7 years.
Are you a fan of Larry, or do you not like her?
Well, I didn't much really care for her. I mean, even from the beginning, she was kind of a strange person.
I don't care for her either.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can sort of see. I can see both sides, both points of view, I guess. Although she doesn't seem like a very pleasant person. So
yeah.
I wish I could send her through the stones and she could go live with Frank.
Great idea.
Yeah. I always thought on Frank when he asked her and said he'd understand if she had some affairs while they were in the, during the war, and I thought, I'll bet he had some.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
One of the scariest parts was when she was out there with the wolves. That was really, I thought, I want to get her out of here. See, that's my problem. Every book is like the old time serials. I mean, left of it's a cliffhanger, and you think, I've got to get that next book. I've got to get it. And I got to read it. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's the nice thing about it. I told Liz if she in the first part of the book if she were living today she'd be a serial killer because she killed about 4 people in the first book or first and second book.
You mean Claire?
Huh?
Yeah.
You mean Claire?
Claire.
Claire kills probably, 2 or 3 that I can think of from the first book. Like she kills that soldier in the road when they're trying to get Jamie away. She kills a couple people.
Forget about him.
She killed that soldier that came up on them when they were making love out in the woods.
That's right.
Killed him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like there were 3 that she killed, and I thought, wow.
There might have been
She killed oh no, that was the soldier. She killed one of them with a knife.
Both of them.
She killed the guy out. She killed the guy out when she and Jamie snuck off. Yeah, she killed that guy with the knife that she pulled out of her stocking.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
but the other one too.
She killed the other guy. I think did she kill the other guy with a knife or a pistol?
I thought she shot one. She shot somebody.
No. Jamie shot one, and she killed the other one. Remember, she bent his head down. She said, "Lean your head down," and he did it.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I did a reread last week.
I've got to do a reread too.
To go back to the first one. Well, the other big plot thing that I think was probably the biggest sort of surprise in all 7 books was what happened when everyone thought Jamie was dead in Echo in the Bone, and Claire and Lord John, kind of got together a little bit. What was your feeling on that?
Well, I was surprised to say the first part, to say the very least, and but of course it was so strange, I mean, she was giving him sympathy, and he was giving her sympathy over loving the same man, so they had to sleep together. Now, figure that one out.
I don't know who surprised me more, Claire or Lord John Grey, in that
John
scenario.
Grey, that surprised me, but don't you like him?
I love Lord John. I love him.
I really like John Grey.
Have you read any of the Lord John books?
Yes, I've read 2 of them, and I haven't been able to get the 3rd one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think they're very good. They're different. They're kind of, the writing style is a little different.
They're sort of mysteries, and I like mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's something to solve all the time.
What do you like about Lord John?
Pardon me?
What do you like about Lord John?
Oh, I just think he's a neat person. I think he's an honorable person. I think I think he's wants to do the best. But he can't help being gay. I mean, she had to get. You notice how she sort of gets in things we know today into the story, like she saw the Loch Ness monster, and she's, she puts it back in time, but I mean, it's still things that, we talk about today. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, but she adds it on,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, but I've learned quite a bit of history from her, I'm kind of a history buff anyway, and when she was over at in France at the court, I mean, I was just shocked to death that they songbirds, and blackbirds, and ate the babies, and deep fried the babies, and ate them as an hors d'oeuvre. I mean, we're more civilized than that. We wouldn't eat a little bird.
Right. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't eat a bird.
No.
It's bad enough to eat a duck or a goose or something, but a little songbird. No wonder it took 420 blackbirds to in the pie.
Oh God. All right. Well, I'm going to ask you a couple questions that people have asked us on the blog and on Twitter and stuff. So this is from Phoenicia, or from Phoeniciana, on Twitter. She wants to know what you think. There are a couple of cliffhangers, as we know, in Echo and the Bone. What do you think is going to happen where we last left off with Jamie and John? And John just told Jamie that he had a little something with Claire. So what's going to happen in Book 8?
Well, I was surprised at Jamie's question. You know, I mean, he doesn't sound as jealous as he did. You know, he said, well, I have carnal knowledge of your wife. And he said, why? Or something like that. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's like, well, now there's some reasons I'll forgive and some I won't.
So do you think they'll end up being friends again?
What, pardon me?
Do you think they'll end up being friends again?
Oh, I think so. I think they will.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what about Jem? And Jem being stuck in the tunnel. Do you think he's going to go back?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. There's so many things left hanging in that last book. I mean, about 10 things that what's going on with William? What's going on with, you know, Rachel and, well, I think Rachel and Anne are definitely, but I thought that was an odd conversation they had. He still gets to run around, but just so he comes home at night. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, Rachel. I guess Rachel's like pretty patient.
Yeah, I like her. She's a good character.
All right. Let me ask you. Jennifer J. had a couple of questions. She said,
"Okay,
would you have left your children behind and gone back through the stones for Jamie?"
Well, the daughter was older, you know.
Mm-hmm. But would you have?
Well, I don't know.
If it were you.
I think I would have, just for the novelty of it.
Wow.
I thought Frank kind of died conveniently.
Right. All of a sudden, there he was. Bye-bye.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about as the books go on, Jamie and Claire are getting older? You know, they start out. That was kind of a surprise for me. That they jump in age 20 years and that they're constantly getting older. Do you prefer sort of young Jamie and Claire from the first couple of books, or older Jamie and Claire from the last couple of books?
Now, say that again.
How do you feel about Jamie and Claire getting older throughout the series?
Well, I think it'd be like cartoons if they didn't get any older.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in Blondie, the children got a little older, but they're still in high school. They've been in high school for 30 years. So I don't like that. I like for the fact that they're getting older.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was a little disappointed when they came over to American State, but now I really appreciate that because, you know, that's that history of the Appalachian Mountain. People that settled there were Scotch Irish, you know, and so, you know, and they're pretty. Some of those people are still pretty much exactly like they were, you know, when they first came over in the 1700s. I mean, you know, back in the hills. Of course, now with television, they're not as much like that. So, you know, if you go down in Kentucky and Tennessee and all those places along the Appalachian Mountains, you get back there, those people still have feuds and everything. But as I said, they were moonshiners and everything, and now they get into that TV and they're pretty much like everybody else now. But, I mean, you know, they said if those people didn't bring anything else over with them, they brought their stills. You know, when they came over to this country, all those people from Scotland brought their stills with them. I mean, that was the main part of coming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, that's true. All right, let me see. What other question?
Tracey, did you see there's one more question, too, that you didn't see before?
From TG?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, I got it. This was a long question, and I sort of cut it down a little bit, but TG wants to know, will William pull it together and have a relationship with Lord John and maybe with Jamie? So, do you think William in book 8 is gonna forgive Lord John for lying to him all these years about who his father was?
No, I don't. I just told Liz, I said, they might be having a feud. I don't know what's going to happen there because he was pretty mad. I mean, I just thought it was so odd that they all ended up in America. Did you think that was kind of odd?
Well, but one thing that was odd to me was that, they always talk about how hard the voyage is, and yet, Lord John seemed to go back and forth about, 17 times in Echo and the Boat alone, And if you read the other Lord John books, he's been back and forth across the Atlantic more times than I have, and I've flown when I've done it, So they do tend to all go over there a lot, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think, as long as it took and as dangerous as it was, there's quite a bit of traveling back and forth across the ocean, wasn't there?
But he traveled on His Majesty's ships.
Yeah.
Maybe that was better.
Yeah.
That's true, actually. It could have been. It was a little easier for him. Although he was on, the Typhoid Mary ship, so.
Oh, right.
That couldn't have been too pleasant, I would say. The Porpoise, I think. Because I think I just read that part recently. But then, wait, what's the other... do you think that William will have any sort of relationship with Jamie?
Oh, I think eventually they'll get together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He really liked her daughter. I think eventually that they'll make up and who couldn't like Jamie? Now, you think about that. I think he'll get along with Jamie all right. Just so he keeps his money from the other fellow. I just hate for him to have to give that up. But they said there wasn't any danger of that.
Oh, that's good.
Whoever they were married to at the time, doesn't matter who their father is, that they get to keep the money.
Title.
Oh, right.
The Lord,
and the title.
The Earl, the Ninth Earl of Ellesmere. Yeah, he gets to remain the Ninth Earl of Ellesmere.
Yeah.
But will he want to?
Yeah.
He seems to have a lot of honor, like Jamie and Lord John. Will he feel that it's not right to keep the title since he isn't? Or just because he's so mad that he's going to say, forget it, I'm not going to...
And, also, so he's the Ninth Earl of Ellesmere, but he's living in Philadelphia, and he doesn't seem to be going back to London anytime soon, so...
Right.
What does it matter if he's going to stay in America? I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be easy, but I think they'll all get back together at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you, going back, don't you think it's strange that Frank put that tombstone up and everything and misled him so? I mean, that misled him so much, Yeah. Poor Jamie. Jamie's gone through so much, and you wonder how he's still going. All those stripes on his back and everything.
Yeah, he's had a very interesting life.
If you want to hate somebody in the whole book, then you'd want to get Jack Randall.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's the worst person he's the worst villain I've read in the book for a long, long time.
That's a question. Do you think we're going to hear more about how he actually died, Black Jack Randall? All we ever really heard was... We never really heard... All we heard was that either Jamie killed him or Jamie woke up and he was on top of him at Culloden. Do you think we're going to hear, finally, exactly how Black Jack Randall was killed in that war?
I don't know, because I guess I never thought of that, but because I just assumed he got shot in battle and fell there. But he had to be looking up Jamie because he wasn't in that part of the battle, so Jamie came up and it was his chance, or else somebody that Jamie knew and knew the story. Not too many people knew it, but
Murtaugh.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing with Murtaugh. I think Murtaugh had something to do with it too.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so.
I always thought Murtaugh killed him.
Oh, now that you mention that, Liz, I sort of thought that too at the time. I think when I was reading it,
he was didn't Jamie say that he woke up and Jack Randall was dead on top of him?
Yeah, exactly.
But then later on, and I don't even remember what book it is.
They say something about Murtaugh. But some way he always misplaced him with his brother, and he always wondered if he tried to have relations with sexual relations with his brother that died of TB or whatever he died of. See, that's how he got to be. Frank thought that he was his ancestor because at the last minute he asked him to marry his wife that was pregnant already. They didn't have time to get married.
I have to say, one thing I just never quite got is that, the very end where Jack Randall and Mary get married, and then Jamie takes Jack Randall back to wherever, takes him out of the room.
Yeah,
there's you know what I mean? That one part where
he helps him
Jamie
back
takes
to his
his arm
own
and
room.
helps him down the stairs or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think that would ever happen.
No,
I don't think it would ever happen.
No,
I didn't like that.
Mm-mm.
The part, yeah. I mean, I just think that Jack Randall was just too. No, it just wouldn't happen. I mean, Jamie's a big-hearted guy, and I think he forgives a lot, but I don't know. That one was hard for me.
I think if he got a chance to kill him, I think he would have killed him. Mm-hmm. I mean, at that battle, I think if he saw him coming toward him, and he had a gun, I think he would have shot him. Mm-hmm. After all, he was on the other side.
Oh, I agree.
I don't care. Just because he maimed him, I don't think he's then going to turn around and be nice to him. Come on, let me help you back.
No, that would never be forgiven.
No, I completely agree.
Clara certainly would kill him on the first sight if she ever saw him again.
I completely agree. What is your favorite moment in all of the Outlander series? That just the part that you most enjoyed reading?
Well, as I said, I really liked the part when they were over in Scotland with Dougal and Colin and I really liked that because I thought I got a lot of Scottish history there that some details that you wouldn't get just in a history book. Mm-hmm. And so I really liked that better, but I like the part in America too. I especially liked his aunt and her boyfriend and her husband and his girlfriend. I mean, that all of a sudden, that was a shock to me. Now that really was a shock. Well, some of those other people they met in America were a shock to me too, like that old man and woman that stole the gold.
Oh yeah.
Mrs. Bug.
Yeah.
Oh, Mrs. Bug, that's right.
Oh, Mrs. Bug was fun.
And then the girl that she had trained so well to be a nurse, and she turned out to be having a brother. She and her brother were having an affair. I always sort of thought it was the father, but it was the brother.
Oh, Malva Christie.
Yeah, Malva.
Malva Christie's another
There's
one.
a whole bunch of little episodes there. They bring in people and sort of tell their story, and then they're out of the story,
Right.
How about Lizzie?
Oh, I like Lizzie. She's really neat. She's a neat person, I think.
She has a way with men.
Twins. She has a way with twins.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. What else, Carol? All right, it has to be asked, since we're all girls here. Which, I don't know how to say, but which Jamie and Claire scene is your favorite?
Well, I hope you're not hinting that it was one of the sex scenes.
She is.
Because, what I always think about when I read those books, I think, is that all the sex they have? In the whole book for 50 years, they have sex 3 times.
That's exactly. We need more.
Well, at least hit at it a little bit.
There are dry spells sometimes, and you think, come on, we need another scene.
I mean, you look at, Jamie, and he's got to, plow the fields, and,
times or something.
He's probably tired, let him sleep once in a while.
I guess there there was a lot of scenes that I liked in the book. I liked when they got married. I thought that was kind of neat. He wanted her to have a nice dress, and he wanted to be dressed up. I thought that was neat. I mean, I really like that part, and I kind of liked where they first met too. And she was fixing his arm or whatever, and let's see, there, as I said, when she tried to rescue him in the prison, he let her go all right, but it was out in the middle of nowhere. See, it all worked out together though. How she broke that wolf's neck. I mean,
pretty amazing.
But in the New World, why, when they were all trying to live there and get organized and all that, or they went to that Klan meeting. That was kind of neat, I thought. I don't know. There were just I just sort of liked a lot of the scenes in it. I liked the part in France the least, I think, because it was just too. It was just too much. I mean, and when he was in the monastery, and I mean, you didn't know. I mean, he was having such a hard time there, and I didn't like that. I mean, it was all right. I mean, as far as the story goes, but I thought it was pretty sad and everything, But
once you told me you wish you could see Jamie in his high heels and his powdered wig.
Well, when we were over in Scotland, and Liz can't remember, but we're in a castle, and it was in the dining room. They had this table that probably seated 30 or 40 people, and on the wall there was a picture that must have been 12 by 12 or something, and it had this. They were signing some paper, and it had this tall Scotchman, and another man that was dressed in regular clothes, and as I remember, but he was in full kilts, and I said that'll always be my picture, Jamie. I mean, he just looked like I thought Jamie would look, just really good looking and tall, and he just looked fantastic in those kilts. We were a little disappointed when he spent all that time in Scotland, and we didn't see anybody in kilts except a fellow at a wedding, and he was from England, and he'd just rented the kilts to get married in. So we still didn't see a Scotsman in kilts. I expected him to be standing around somewhere, just for my benefit.
For the tourists, yeah.
But anyway.
Oh God. All right. Anyway. Well, we didn't want to keep you too long because I know you guys are visiting. But thank you so much for coming on our video. This is the first time we've actually ever interviewed anybody on a video, so it's been a lot of fun.
This has been great.
It certainly has. It's been fun to talk about it because it's been a while since I read the books, and I'm going to start reading them again. I thought maybe I tried to read them too fast after the other time, and then I got kind of sick, and so I quit reading them, so I'm going to go start back, and I think it'll be better to wait a little while to read them. I was going to just start reading them the minute I read the last one, and I thought, no, I should stop a little while.
Then I'll learn new stuff.
I said, I don't remember that. It's been fun talking to you.
It was great talking to you and Helen.
Thanks, Aunt Helen.
Thank you to Liz for arranging this. It was awesome.
And hi, Liz. Enjoy your trip.
Okay, I will.
Okay. And bye, everyone out there in video world.
Bye, everyone. Liz, say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.